Okay, so we're calling the meeting. We're going to get started in the interest of time. One second, just close this. So thank you all for being here. It's important today that we're going to review a few things. The actual survey was sent out, and I think a few of you have received it. Barbara, did you get to see it? Hi, Clinton.
Yes, I did, and I filled it out.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share it on the screen.
Good evening, everyone.
You said something, Clinton?
Say good evening.
Good evening. But that's not it. And so here we go. So I did it. Well, I tested it. It takes really under 5 minutes to do. And I know that for some it may seem like it's a lot of questions, but it's really important for us to have as many people as we can fill it out all the way through. It'll help us get an idea of what their needs are, what their interests are. If we were to build an education center, what they would want to be incorporated. We asked some questions about COVID, and we got a little bit of demographics as to their age and what area of this district they live in. Does anybody have any questions about the survey?
No.
Okay. So now the part that we're at really, hi, Dr. Burke, what we really need to pretty much right now work on heavily is circulating the survey. And so what we need help with is with that, gathering new emails. I know that the community board has about 1,000, an email list of about 1,000, which is it's nice. It's a nice size, but it's still fairly small in comparison to the amount of people that live in this resident neighborhood community. And so that's really what we need to work on now is pretty much getting the word out and circulating. I started reaching out to some small businesses in this area, and I have some phone calls to see if they would be willing to maybe have like an email list for us where they will help gather email lists for us. That's one thought that I had. Robin, who's here, she's also one of the residents, as I mentioned earlier, and an organizer and activist. She's helping connect me to other people. So is Mary Capozzi, who's with the Woman in Woodlawn, who's on the call too right now. She's been connecting me to some people as well. She connected us with Jason Ladley, and so did Robin. And so I had a conversation with him today, and he's going to figure out how, on behalf of the Senator Bailey's office, how they can help us circulate this as well. I'm waiting to hear back from Speaker Hasty's office and from Councilmember Riley's office as well. But I do need to connect with the other elected officials. Clinton, any input? How else do you think we can help circulate this? I know we got to reach our elder crew.
Yeah, the elders are a problem because the hesitancy to use technology, or reluctancy rather.
Right.
So, I mean, if there's some way to use the phone, or we may just have to mail it.
The thing with the mailing is we would have to figure out if we even have a budget. I don't believe we have a budget to. The other thing is that, yes.
The senior centers reaches out to all the seniors, checking them. So that could be part of it if you get to Rain Senior Centers.
Right. Do you have any contacts, Ms. Gibson, that you can connect me with? By any chance?
I can give you Rain's information later. And Ray, he's in charge of the seniors. He should be able to reach the seniors also. So it's not that we're not reachable. You just got to reach out to those sources and you'll be able to reach us.
Okay, that would be super helpful. So that's a great.
Can I
Yes.
make a suggestion to you?
Yes.
Once you've reached out to the elected officials, they will have in their office a list of the senior centers as well as the faith-based organizations, because we
Mhm.
all do. We all keep them. And
Okay.
I would start doing outreach through there, and they'll have their contact people, especially if they're large, like Ms. Gibson is saying, like something like Rain. They may have a person, Ray deals with the seniors. There'll be a contact person. You can also go through whoever their government contact person is, and you may also receive a response from them quicker that way.
Thank you so much for that, Robin. I thought of schools, but I didn't think of them having a contact list for senior centers or faith-based, because I know those are huge. We can get a big group. That's a big population there. So thank you for that. I will.
Do you need a contact in the new councilman and Councilmember Dinowitz's office?
I do.
Okay, I'm gonna give you that. I'll make a note to myself and I'll get that to you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for your contact at Councilmember Riley's office. I did reach out to her as well today.
Perfect.
So senior centers, we also need maybe some community-based organizations. I'll reach out to Giovanni from Speaker Hasty's office again. She was going to try and get us a list of all of the, other nonprofits and community-based organizations in this district. I did speak to Jason lately earlier, and he's going to try and connect us to the NYCHA presidents as well, the tenant association presidents. I spoke to Mr. Robert Hall, but he needed some time to figure out how he can help circulate with Gun Hill NYCHA houses. Any other suggestions other than like small businesses in the area, see if they would do a list for us, gather emails for us, maybe libraries?
Kind of piggyback on what Robin said. I think the faith base would be a big option because churches have so many members, and especially if the members live in the community, churches have email addresses, they have phone numbers, and that would
Mhm.
definitely be a way to get email lists to give people the survey in the neighborhoods.
Okay. What about, I know that we're still working through COVID, but I even thought about standing at the supermarket and maybe having some printouts and see if they would do it that way. I mean, it'd be nice if we had a tablet, but I know that's time consuming.
Yeah, and then with COVID also, people might not want to, be so close up on you to speak with you,
Right,
be a little reluctant.
right. Huh.
Excuse me, Barbara Gibson.
Hi, Barbara.
The Housing Authority presidents can put a notice in their buildings, letting them know that you wish for them to tap into you for those that go in and out the hallways.
Right.
All our notices for our meetings are usually posted in our lobbies, and that works out fine. So if you could reach every tenant president, that would be the way for her to go or him to go.
Yes. I need to get connected to them. The only one that I've been able to connect with is Mr. Hall, Robert Hall, and that's because he's part of our board. So I've been trying to connect with the others. Ursula did give me their contact information. They didn't call back. So like I mentioned, Jason Lately is going to try and connect with them. I think if they hear that it's an elected official's office and staff are calling, sometimes they're more willing to reply. So I'm going to see if that works. But thank you for that suggestion, Ms. Gibson. I'm definitely trying that avenue as well.
To piggyback on what Barbara Gibson just said, I'm just thinking about it. I live in a housing complex, Surrey Co-op, and we have 3 buildings, and I believe has to be at least maybe 200 to 300, well, about maybe 200 to 150 apartments. I can put you in contact with the property manager and see if she would allow us to put some flyers up in the building as
That
well.
would be great. I mean,
Yeah.
because even if we get some hard copies, I don't mind entering the information and maybe getting some volunteers that can help me enter the information.
If you put up,
Yeah,
if you put up flyers, would they have maybe a link on it? A
Right.
link to get to the Google form. on the
Okay.
phone.
Okay. Or maybe even giving them the hard copy, right? And then getting like a little box that they can drop it in after completing it. I don't mind entering it. Or gather email addresses, whichever, but something like that, I mean, may work. So Kevin, that would be great. If you can put me in contact with them, that would be
Sure.
great.
I definitely will.
Okay. Dr. Burke, hi, any suggestions? No?
You're muted. You're muted.
Yes, I was aware I was muted. I was just saying thank you, my brother. No, I was just saying she's doing great.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Dr. Burke, we have,
I would think that
We
the
know,
only thing
we
that
know that she asked if you had any suggestions. We know she's doing great.
see,
She
there you
haven't-
go. There you go. Right now, let me let me stop. Only thing I was thinking of is that there's and I'm probably going to mention this tomorrow. I've seen on the subway where you catch, like where I live, you can catch the #2 train up here on Gun Hill Road. They now if you remember me talking about this a while back, where they have the electronic not the electronic monitor,
yeah,
like the electronic crier. They now have that available. So I would talk to the station manager and see what you can do about that, because I think that's one thing that I know we were talking about as far as outreach. That would be one way of getting
how
outreach.
great. That would be great if they can just fill it out there while they wait for the train.
Well, that would be, exactly. And I think that, with technology, we can do that. I would also, my only other suggestion is don't forget about Assemblyman Dinowitz and Senator Biaggi. And I got on late, so I don't know if you'd mentioned them or not.
Yes,
But
Robin Inez, who's on the call, I want to introduce you to her, actually, and Mary. So Robin Inez, she's one of our residents from the community, but she's also chief of staff for Assembly Member Catalina Cruz from Queens. And she's been connecting us, and she's going to connect me to Dinowitz's office. And
okay,
then we have Mary, so that's Robin. Then we also have Mary on the line. She's also a resident, and she's part of the Women of Woodlawn.
okay.
They've been helping out too with the connections. And this is Dr.
Be-
Burke. He's our chairman.
Hi,
Something.
Dr. Hi, Dr.
Hi,
Burke.
how are you?
Hello.
Beatrice, I can get you contacts at Assembly Member Dinowitz's office and Senator Biaggi's office too. I'll send you all
Thank
that later.
you. Thank
Sorry,
you so
Mary.
much.
That's okay. Robin and I also live 2 doors away from each other.
Oh,
Yeah. Something that you also might try is that they have these Facebook pages called like Friends and Residents of Wakefield, Friends and Residents of Woodlawn. They might have maybe Gun Hill Road, I'm not sure, in different areas. And you can post on there because there are people who used to live there or people who still live there who follow that Facebook site.
thank you, Mary. You just gave me an idea. We even have a Facebook. We could
Yeah.
probably do a post too.
And Instagram, obviously, I always think works.
We don't have Instagram, but I know we have Facebook.
Yeah, so I'd say Facebook would be the best place to kind of reach a lot more people.
Because I see we have a lot of followers there. Dr. Burke, I didn't even think of that. Who would I talk to? George about that?
Yes.
Yeah, you probably just George, because I think he maintains that Facebook page. Yeah. I will talk to him. I think that so as far as all the social media, he handles that. So
Okay.
yeah, I would
That's a
definitely.
good idea. Thank you. I didn't even think of our own. I'll reach out. I'll look into all of those. To be honest, that's pretty much all I have. The next steps is we're continuing to have discussions with the New York lawyers for public interest. We have a call scheduled for next week. At this point, we're going to let them know that we already have our mission statement. We have the community survey. Dr. Burke, I'll let you know when that's scheduled in case you can join, because then we can start talking about the legal services and connecting us to a pro bono firm to help us incorporate and all that if we decide that's what we want to do. So that's pretty much where we're at. We have this survey. We're going to start circulating.
Beatrice, talk to Kim because Women of Woodlawn Incorporated. We got our 501c3 using us. I forgot which law. Free pro bono office. I don't remember which one it was, and maybe Kim might have that information. Kim Ferletti.
Okay. Thank you, Mary. Dr. Burke, you were going to say something?
No, I was just going to say that, the one thing I know that I've dropped the ball, so that's why I've given it to Jerry to do. I think because we kept playing phone tag with the woman from Megan Hood. So, with everything else that's going on, sometimes it's just good to, when you're not doing a good job, to give it to somebody else to do. So, that's what I do, because that's what leaders do, right? And so, and being at Jerry, this is something that she's good at. Maybe she can reach out, like I say, because I've dealt with some other things, and I apologize for
No
that.
worries.
But I think there's no reason why we can't do the 501c3. I don't see why we can't, but I think they'll just confirm what we already suspect.
Right. And I know Jerry has been trying to connect with them. I know they're playing phone tag too. So we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out soon. But that was basically where we're at. Yes, Clinton?
Can it only be the survey? Is there any way that it can be sent out via text message?
We would need phone numbers, because I could send the link. It's just a link. I can send it via text, but I would need phone numbers. So yeah, we could, if we gather, I made a list to gather emails, but you're right, I could put phone numbers and we can test it out. I can send it to you and see. On their phone, they would have to have Google Forms though, but we can test it out, and that's actually a great idea.
Were you able to get in touch with the women from the Bronx collaboration?
They wrote back. So they
Oh.
wrote the Bronx collab, them?
On 222nd Street, that might be a good place to also, because they're constantly hosting events.
Yes.
They have like their food pantry, and they have small business night and stuff like that. And I think it brings in people from around the Bronx, not just the Wakefield area. So they might be a good place to have the survey.
I'm gonna ask them. They were gonna join us today, but they have an event, but we have a call that we're scheduling for this week. So I'll definitely speak to them about that. Thank you, Mary. But Clinton, we should test that out and see if we're able to do it, then others may be able to do it too. So I'm gonna write it in the notes that we're gonna test that out.
Okay.
So I just want to say, like, we got all of this is going on. So what is the actual time frame for getting the information back? Like, what's the time frame for actually, I think that it's okay to go, but how are we going to get it to whom, and what time frame are we looking at?
So I'm working right now on making the connections
Okay.
with the assembly, with the elected officials, local community-based organizations, so that see how they can help us circulate, whether it's them creating an email list where we gather that, or even phone numbers. Now what Clint and Mike suggested was a great idea. But ideally, I think I'd want to give us like a 6-week period to connect, gather. Yes, Dr. Burke?
No, I was waiting on you to finish your answer. I just was raising my
Oh.
hand. I do have something I want to say, but go ahead and finish your answer to Jerry, and then I'll chime in.
I'm thinking a 6-week period.
6
We can
weeks.
always extend it, but I think 6 weeks may be ample time.
Uh-huh. So, I mean, because you want to have the data collected, I would say by it's got to be about the middle of June, by about the second week for our final board meeting, so that you can present to the general board. This is the data that we've collected,
That's about 6 weeks. That's about 6 weeks from now.
Yeah, that's literally about 6 weeks.
Just got ready. Okay.
Yeah. So, just for that to keep in mind. Like, I think that the first launch of the, this is going out, like Ms. Gibson said, that she did get it and she did answer. So the board is really the first, so we have to get your team members. Everybody takes a chunk,
Right.
a little bit of who's going to contact the electeds, who's going to contact the NYCHA, just so that it's not all on you,
Right.
And
Thank you. Thank you for that.
yes, it's definitely has to be like that in order to make the 6 weeks really happen,
Right.
So I guess if you, with your other members, can generate what that list actually is and kind of divide it, and take it from there. I'm always here for you, but
Thank you. No, no, that's a great suggestion.
yeah, you
So
got
we'll put
to.
like a task list.
Yeah, and if you can
Kevin
get
and
that done by
get together.
tomorrow sometime, so that people have a sense of who they're going to communicate with,
Thank you, Jiria. We'll definitely connect. Dr. Burke, did you have anything you
No,
wanted to
I
say?
mean she's spot on because you definitely don't want to do all this by yourself. I think that the general board would be willing to help out if it was laid out as to what you wanted to do. But I think my suggestion, I thought about who else I don't know because I came in late. Did you get the 47th precinct community council? Because I'm sure Pam has Pam, like I said, if you need me to I
Yeah,
guess I can reach
connect
out
us.
to her. What's that?
If you can connect us.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can call Pam or send her a note, but because I think her group is fantastic, and I think that she has a pulse as to what they're doing, and some of them come to the community board meetings, some of them don't, but that would be a fantastic, I think, way to tap into that group as well. Pam's group, and so like I said, I will just send me a reminder because I'll forget.
Sure.
And then let me know, and I'll reach out to Pam. Actually, she'll probably be on the meeting tomorrow anyway. Another resource I just thought about this is the CEC. I'll reach out to them as well, and I think we try to clear our schedule to not conflict with their meetings, but for whatever reason, they decided to hold their meetings on the second Tuesdays instead of third Tuesdays, which of course is what we cleared for. And so now it conflicts with parks. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, I don't know why the hell they did it, but they did. So, and we can't tell them to, switch it back. So I guess whenever they decide they want to switch it back, we can. But I think that's where, Tolene and members of the education committee can come in and assist you on that because again, they have, I know she's a liaison for Community Board 12 to the CEC. And I know somebody like Dr. Goff would attend that anyway, but I would use your resources there too. So I will reach out to Pam.
Okay.
And as I said, and we go from there. So just send me a little note to remind me, and
I will.
I'll do that. Okay.
Great. And then thank you for that. And then Clinton and Kevin, I'll connect with you. I'll start like a Google Doc form and we'll create like a task list of all the places that we want to connect with and who can help with what. And I'll send that out too.
Sure.
Okay.
And
Yes, Kevin?
I said good. Sounds good.
Okay, thank you. That-
question,
Yes.
Dr. Burke stated he don't know why the hell they did it.
I'm sorry.
He stated he don't know why the hell they did it.
Did what?
In his conversation, you didn't hear it?
I'm not sure what you're referring to, Ms. Gibson.
I'll address it later, but he made a statement he didn't know why the hell the party he was speaking about did it.
The conflict of interest with the meetings?
I presume so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Gibson. Thank you. There's a 917 number here. Are you with us?
Stricker.
Hi, Mr. Stricker. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Did you get to see the survey?
I did not see it yet, no.
Okay. Ursula emailed it. So when you get a
Okay.
chance, please check it out, fill it out. And right now what we're discussing is how to circulate it. And we need support with that. So if you have any ideas, we can connect offline, but we would love to hear if you have any ideas.
I sure will give it to you. I'm never quiet.
But we appreciate that. Any other input or feedback? That's all I had. I don't want to keep anyone too long today. The most important thing is getting the support to circulate this survey. So if you have any ideas, please reach out. Anything else?
I have
I'll try to help you circulate them if it impacts the area where I am.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Stricker.
Barbara Gibson again.
Hi, Ms. Gibson.
You have the explorers They might be able to pass them out at the subways for you.
The-
You ask for their leader, and they're there to assist in any way.
The Explorers in schools, in the schools?
No, the Explorers at the 47th precinct.
Oh, okay.
They're
I know.
always out there and helping. Even they could do it in their neighborhood where they're allowed to with this virus, but you can consider them also.
That's a great suggestion. I noted it. Thank you, Ms. Gibson. Okay, if there are no further comments or questions, thank you all for joining. Mary and Robin, I truly appreciate your support and input. Thank you so much.
Thanks for inviting.
Thank you.
Thank you all. And so,
Nice, quick meeting.
yes, so I know that I need somebody to motion for close, right?
Mark Gibson,
Okay, Barbara, and then
yes.
Clinton, Mike second. All right, everyone, have a beautiful evening and enjoy the rest of the week.
Good night, everyone. Goodbye.
Good
Good
night,
night.
Mary. Good night,
Good
Robin.
night. Bye,
Kevin,
everybody. Thank you.
Jerome, Mrs. Strickler,
All right, take care,
Get ready
everybody.
for the cold water.
Barbara. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Good
Okay.
night.
Are you still recording?
No, I'm gonna stop.
You stop. Yeah, stop the recording.
Wait, stop video.
Why?
Wait, because we're done.